Yeah. Hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. You are
I'm Francisco
okay. Hi,
Teofilo.
friends, Mr. Teofilo. Alex dead, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Let's get started. This will take
okay,
about 10 minutes, and we're just going to talk about his performance in my English class.
okay.
Yeah. So I first want to start off by telling you that Alex is very bright. He has really good participation. He really is a good kid to have in my class. He's a model for other students. He's always ready to go. He's just a really good student.
Oh, happy to hear that.
Yeah, thank you. As it stands, as grades go, he has a 78% in my class, and I would say that's really good. There is room for improvement, but I am not the easiest grader. I'm trying to get them ready for eighth grade. Um, what I did is I did an assessment because this is a writing class. Um, writing. My class is really a cardinal class, not only for the next grade but across all areas. So if he's able to read and write effectively, he's able to do his history class real well, or at least understand the material, or you know what I mean. He's just
Yeah,
able to understand the material better. So I did an assessment on every child based off their fluency, their phonics, their vocabulary, and their comprehension. And I'm going to kind of go over it with you really quick. Tell you how he did and what I'm doing to help him grow, and what maybe we can do at home to help him improve as well, right?
okay.
Okay, so first I want to talk about his fluency. Fluency is the ability to, when I give you a text, that when you're reading out loud, is that you're able to do it with little few errors. You have good speed and good tone. Alex has great fluency. He scored within the 90th percentile. He reads well. He reads accurately. He doesn't. He's not really choppy. Actually, for September 11th, I had him read a passage, and it was just wonderful. We all had to applaud because he did such a good job at like capturing the moment. So
That's
you have
great.
you don't have any problem with his fluency. The areas that I saw room for improvement were in phonics, his vocabulary, and his comprehension. They all kind of come together, and I'll explain to you in a second. So, phonics is the ability to decode words or to spell words that you haven't heard before. When you're little, it's kind of like, what sound does the A make? Ah or A. But as you get older, it's a little bit more sophisticated. Um, I He doesn't have any problems when it comes to real academic language. He's still having problems. He's still working on pronouncing words that have like three or four syllables with confidence. But he's doing okay, and that's what we're working on as a class. Things that I noticed that are not necessarily typical of his grade level is that words like oil or foil or coil, that OI sound, he's having problems pronouncing that word or words that contain that. And usually that's something that you learn in maybe fifth or sixth grade.
Hmm.
So that's something we have to work on with him. Do you have any questions?
Okay, and is there anything we can do to help him improve on that one?
Yeah, definitely. So what I have here are what we call word sorts, and I'm actually going to give you a couple of them. It's not just the oil. It's actually he's also having some problems with his long
Hmm.
vowels. For example, I gave him the word Bateman, like the last name Bateman, and he said Batman. So he just gets a little confused, like, how do I say it? I'm not quite so sure. And I just think he just needs exposure to that language, exposure to words that have this oil sound and these long vowels. So I have these, and I have a couple sets of my own. And whenever you have time, if you could just give them to him in the car and say go over them, and he's just gonna. I want him to just kind of mess around with them, manipulate them, get practice saying them out loud, just to get him used to using these words.
Okay.
And he shouldn't have a problem. He'll catch up. Um, but overall, in phonics, that's the only real problem that I saw. Something that needs to be worked on. I mean,
No, that's okay.
yeah. So now we're gonna talk about vocab. Vocab is the ability to define the words that just define simple words. Um, and it seems like Alex is he knows the meaning of many words, but he's having problems. getting it from here out, just out either on paper or spoken. For example, I gave him the word victorious, and I know that he knows the word victorious, but when questioned, he had trouble, getting out what he needed to say. He would say this long sentence when he could have said to win. And I know that he knows it, but we just need some more work with that. So what we've been doing in class is we've been doing something called Foursquare.
Yeah.
And it's basically when we get a new word in the text that he separates it into 4 sections. He writes the word down, writes the definition, an antonym, and the word in a sentence. And that just gives him some more working with the word, learning new vocabulary. I have them refer back to it. And we also have a word wall. So when we do come up with new words that I at least have it posted so they could see it more often. To kind of put those new words into his long-term memory.
Okay.
Okay?
These opportunities that he has, something common?
Oh, yeah, no, a lot of that's, he's at that cardinal age where he's not a kid anymore, he's still not an adult. So that's why we do the assessments at this time, and he's normal. Everyone has, strengths and weaknesses. Vocabulary is just something that Alex just needs to work on. So, other than vocabulary, I also have a lot of text here.
Okay.
I know that he likes dinosaurs, so I got him Jurassic Park, and then I got Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Okay.
If you could just expose him to these, if he reads more and writes more, he'll be able to, actually use that vocabulary. Have him write Christmas lists, or, you know what I mean? Just to get him writing and reading a little bit more, and he'll have more exposure, and then it's proven to help kids with language. So the final area that I saw room for improvement was comprehension. Comprehension is being able to take a text and connect your personal feelings to the main idea. Be able to express what you read.
Okay.
And I noticed that although Alex reads really, really well, when you ask him to describe, what the author felt about it, he's not necessarily able to describe it. He could only give you a sentence from what he read or a summary, and that's okay. But as we move on to older grades, that we want to make sure that they're moving on, getting more academic, and kind of straying away from just quoting directly from the text. Okay. Again, it's a very normal 7th grade transition. He's completely fine. But what I've been doing in class is I've been doing what's called think alouds. So as I'm reading a text, I model what I'm thinking while I'm reading it. So I'll read a sentence and I'll be like, I think that he was sad because this happened. Just to kind of give him an example of how I think when I'm reading it. It's a really good method. And all in all, again, I told you, he has a 78% in the class, and in general, he's, other than the fluency department in phonics and vocab and comprehension, he's in the mid-70 percentile. So again, he's on track, but we can do a little bit more to help advance him. So what I recommend is, again, these word sorts that I have already listed for you. We're going to work on these for about a week. Just to give him that exposure, give him that base that he probably didn't get a little bit younger in class. He just probably got skipped over. And then we have these books that he'll read and just, question him about it. What was it about? What did you read? And also if you could have him write a little bit more. We do a lot of that stuff in class, but it would help me to help increase his skills if you would help me with that stuff.
Oh,
at home.
yeah. Perfect.
Yeah?
We'll do it. I would just like to know if we can do this follow-up and have this conversations by email. If you can send me the information and then I check it, it's going to be easier for me than meeting up with you.
Okay, yeah, no, most definitely. I can get that done for you. I can send an email kind of letting you know what we talked about today, and obviously I'll check up on you. I'll check up on him quite often, just to make sure that he's advancing. But he really is doing really well in the class. It's just these areas he can improve on, and he'll do even better. Not only in my class, but across all areas. it'll really set them up for success.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay. Is there
Thank you
anything
very
else?
much. No, that would be it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye.